and good evening from St. Louis Park High School. I'm Bruce Holman along with special guest Arsenio Richardson. First year for Arsenio not being out on the field. He's in the booth tonight, and I'm excited to have you, Arsenio. So St. Louis Park takes on Mankato East, and for these teams, last year Mankato East was 3-6, St. Louis Park 2-8. So both teams looking to improve. St. Louis Park will start a new quarterback. We'll see that this year. So it should be exciting. I think Coach Foster is very excited about his offense, thinks that maybe they can open it up a little bit more than they did last year, Arsenio.
Yeah, I would totally agree, and I had the pleasure and luxury to be able to watch these guys train and come to some practices this summer. So I know they're really excited, and they got a couple guys back off injury. AJ Foster, who wasn't able to play last year, he's returning off an ACL injury, and then also Logan O'Day. So those are two big offensive guys that I know they're going to be happy to get back.
And St. Louis Park will kick off. It'll be Jacob Berry will kick off to start the game. Back to receive will be Riley Degas and Hayden Tishloff. Be a little tough at the beginning here to see some of with the sun right in our eyes. But what a great night for football. 77 degrees, very light breeze.
You can't beat this weather, especially with the weather that we've had earlier this week. This is actually a treat.
I came from the state fair today, Arsenio, so as long as the stomach holds up after all that food I ate.
So you got a good base then. So you're ready to rock, and you got a good base.
I'm ready. So we start off the 2024 football season. The kick by Berry is going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. That's Tischler, and Tischler stays on his feet as he gets across the 30-yard line.
Number 40 on the return for the Cougars.
So the starting offense for Mankato East will be
40.
Senior quarterback Gandon Gosh. The running back will be Zachary Bossi. Slot receiver Brogdon Madsen. He was the leading receiver last year, had a great season. You've got Lucas Gustafson and Tischler as wide receivers. Tight end Boston Meyer. Offensive line with Meyer, Petzel, Valberg, Hollerick, Morgan, and Severson. They will put the ball up in the air quite a bit. They've got a returning quarterback, and they're going to throw on first down over the middle, and a great tackle by the Orioles.
Looks like on that tackle, that's number 2, junior Mason Helfman.
Number 2, Madsen.
Helfman comes back for the Orioles again this year, and they're going to rely on Mason a lot here as a junior. So,
and it looked like he's going to be playing both ways pretty heavy this year, so that'll be something to be watching for.
Yeah, he was their main running back last year, getting a lot of carries. Gandon Gosh, 12 for 196 last season, 1,539 yards, 15 touchdowns. He's going to throw it again. Oh, almost intercepted. Right in and out of the hands of Dominique Barr.
Yeah, he has to have that. Those are the ones you got to have, but it's a good read. His quarterback looked like he can spin it a little bit. He looks like a nice athlete with a big arm, so it's going to be a good test for the Orioles defense tonight.
Yeah, last year we saw a lot of teams run on the Orioles and just pound the ball. Here right now, the Mankato East Cougars are electing to put the ball up in the air with their veteran quarterback.
They'll probably look to target that Madsen.
Yeah, Bogdan out of the slot. A little pressure, throw over the middle. It's complete, and it's going to be a first down. That's Hayden Tischler.
Gosh's pass is complete to number 40, Tischler.
That's again, you just don't get that interception, and now all of a sudden it just keeps the drives going. So
it always comes back to bite you when you don't come up with those turnover plays.
First down, Cougars.
And then I would say you have to, with a quarterback that's this veteran, with those type of statures, you got to be able to put some pressure on him. So if he's back there untouched, he'll probably complete a lot of passes.
St. Louis Park with a mix of some seniors, juniors, and a sophomore in the lineup. there's a run off left tackle, and a really good tackle there. Looked like he was going to break through the hole, but the Orioles were able to converge and stop it for a gain of 1.
16, Bashi on the carry for the Cougars, brought down by number 2.
That was Helfman again.
Yeah, Helfman on the tackle. It looks like Mankato brings back a lot of juniors and seniors as well with 1 sophomore. So a heavy junior-senior mix from both sides.
Again, gosh, looks like he's going to put the ball up in there. Looks to the near side. Good cushion, a lot of room that time as they get the ball to midfield.
Number 12, Gosh. His pass is complete. To number 11, Rosvold.
As Rosvold, Benjamin Rosvold. He's a 6-foot senior.
Brought down by number 13, Carpenter for the Orioles. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
So 3rd down short now for the Cougars. Just underway, 9 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the first quarter, no score. First possession of the game is Mankato East. Looks like an audible.
False start, it looks like.
Oh, false start as they give to Bassi.
Yeah, and you can always expect these first couple weeks of the season, just like anything, there's going to probably be some laundry on the field as they iron out the kinks. And
still 3rd down.
You know, I know they do some scrimmages, but you know, you see it at every level. Those first couple games where it's you know, some mistakes. And so the team that makes the fewest mistakes will be good.
Those are the ones that drive the coach a little crazy because you're in a 3rd down 2. You probably have two chances to get that 1st down, and now you move it out 7 yards. So changes the play call quite a bit for the coaching staff.
Absolutely. Puts more pressure on their quarterback.
Gosh, still has plenty of time to throw. Now he's forced out of the pocket, and he's going to go down. What a great rush by the Orioles that time as they bring him down at the 30 yard.
Looks like that was number 21, Ted McCarron on the sack. That's a big stop for the Orioles.
And again, all set up by that penalty, moving him back, so forcing him to throw the football, and a good pressure by the Orioles that time, and maybe good coverage as well.
Yeah, you always want to be able to get off the field on 3rd and long. The team that converts the most 3rd downs normally ends up having a lot of success as well.
Gustafson's punt short, takes an Oriole bounce. It's going to be fielded at the 39-yard line.
Punt is down by number 77.
So good field position for the Orioles, Arsenio. We'll see what this offense can do as St. Louis Park's offense will have Everett Arnold, first year as a quarterback for the St. Louis Park Orioles. He's a sophomore, and Coach Foster seems pretty excited about him as a quarterback.
Yeah, he has all the tools to be an elite quarterback. He's young, so it's gonna be some mistakes, but I feel like with his stature and the work that he's put in, I think he's gonna be pretty special along with Mason and some of the other offensive weapons they have.
Great size, too. And they're going to throw the ball on first, and that's just dropped. There's A.J. Foster.
Number 6, Arnold's pass, intended for number 7, Foster, falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd down.
Putting the sophomore, having him throw early, that's,
A lot of confidence in him,
right? Yeah, they do. Helfman pulls the defenders for about 4 yards.
Number 2, Helfman on the carry, brought down by number 42, Stoffel.
So I do know, you don't want to come out and be in these 3rd and long situations early, because then you become very predictable, and you probably got to pass. I'm not saying you can't run, but normally 3rd and long, you have to put it in the air.
Nowak, Eichten, and Foster, the wide receivers, and timeout for the Orioles.
Orioles.
I think, Coach Foster didn't like what he saw, but I think also, it's, as you mentioned, it's sort of important in the beginning part of the game to get a little bit of momentum and just make sure that everyone's on the same page, and the first drive can be important sometimes. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, especially early in drives. Like those 1st and 2nd downs are, I mean, if you can get in third and manageable and second and manageable, then your play calling, you don't have to be as predictable. So I know as the game goes on for both ball clubs, those first and second downs are really key to being second and third and shorts and not third and longs.
Right. Last year we ended up seeing a lot of like 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 9s, and I think that's what the Orioles want to go away from. So.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Back to pass. He's got room to run. Pulls it down. And you see the size. He's six foot tall.
Number 6, Arnold on the
but
quarterback
he's
keeper.
going to be short of the first down, and see if they're going to
Tilgus.
punt the ball here. The ball at about the 46-yard line. 4th down and 4 yards to go.
4th and 4, a lot of, looks like they're keeping the offense out on the field. Wonder if they're going to look to try to draw them off sides or.
Well, can he punt? Can I don't know? Can Arnold do a quick punt from quarterback position?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen him punt yet, but it's not a lot of things he can't do.
They used to do that. Maybe just try and draw him off sides here. Oh, they're going for it. On 4th down. Complete. A penalty.
Number 6, Arnold's pass is incomplete. Flag on the play.
So an incomplete pass, but let's see what the flag is.
Looks like the defender might have got there a little early, but we'll see what they call here.
Yeah, just over the top of the receiver, but the hit came, and
pass interference.
It's going to be pass interference on the defense, so that'll keep the drive alive for
That's
St. Louis
Orioles. First down.
So gutsy call early on in the game for Coach Foster.
That tells me right now that Coach Foster has a lot of faith in his offense and a lot of faith in his defense, because he's saying that he feels like if they didn't get that they'll be able to defense to come out and play with a short field. So very gutsy call.
Give to Helfman. Helfman stacked up as he gets about a yard.
Yeah, that Mankato East defensive line has really been looking really stout. They haven't been getting much push-up from the Orioles.
Good job by Carter Schwartz to wrap them up. Well, they split them pretty wide here. Trips to the far side. Quick pass and incomplete. That's the second
number
drop.
6, Arnold's pass, intended for number 7, Foster. Ball's incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
A little early nerves, like I was saying. A.J. Foster was out last year, and it's his senior year, and as you know, by the last name, that's his dad, that's the head coach. So I think a little jitters that first game back.
Right. It's a good player. He'll get it together. He's got to get that first one under his belt.
Absolutely.
So now the Orioles with another 3rd and long. I got another one for you. Spin out to the 35. I think the Orioles will probably go for it here.
So that give looked like that was to Deshaun Amos.
Number 1, Amos on the carry.
So another
for the Orioles,
4th
brought down by number 23. Twice for the Cougars. Brings up 4th down.
My sheet flew away, and thankful that Max Olsen's parents are quicker than Tucker at least.
I warned you, Arsenio.
You're right, you did.
They got Helfman in the flat. Now they're going to try and run it, and they're going to have a first down here.
He fumbled it.
Great
Number
job
6,
by Arnold.
On the quarterback keeper. Fumbles on the play, but is recovered by the Orioles. That's an Orioles first down.
So again, we look at the play here, and you see there's good blocking up the middle, was able to cut back, lost the football, but fortunately it was recovered,
Looked like that senior, Nathan Bridger, knocked it out, got a good hand on the ball. Orioles very fortunate to be right spot, right time.
I'm not sure if that was O'Day. It looked like hard to see who recovered it, but a little trouble on the handoff, but another great play. There goes Helfman.
Nice run, nice
Number
push
2,
up
Helfman
front.
on the carry for the Orioles.
Jump cut by Helfman.
Brought down
First
inside
and goal
the 10.
for the Orioles.
That's an Orioles.
Yeah, he does a
first
great job
down.
cutting through the left side, but then spin move gets him another 15 yards till he falls on his own.
And as a former running backs coach, I would tell him, hey, you got to stay on your feet and you got to finish that one.
Helfman again. Just grinding it.
Couple yards. Looks like that O-line, that O-line that's put in a lot of work.
Number 2, Helfman on the
Doing
carry.
a really
brought
good
down by
job
number
of getting
23
body on
twice.
body.
The Cougars.
Arsenio, a different view
second
from
down
you
goal.
from up here. You're able to see sort of the play a little bit better than you do sometimes from on the field. Is it, there are certain things that now that you say, hey, we should be doing this when you're watching it from up here?
You know, it's always easier when you're not part of the game plan to say, well, we should and shouldn't
Or
be
look
doing
where that guy
it.
is. You know, you can see him from up here a little bit better, yeah.
But definitely, it's definitely a different view. But still noticing things that like we could be doing better. So, and when I say we, I mean the Orioles, even though I'm broadcasting for both teams.
But you're still part of the team. And the give, Helfman stays on his feet. He's dragged down real close to the goal line.
So it looks like they're on the 2. I know they got
Number 2, Helfman on the carry for the Orioles.
Everett
Brought
Arnold
down by the
listed at about
Cougars.
6'4", 225. So
Brings up 3rd goal.
it'll be interesting to see if they utilize his size and strength here on his goal line.
Yeah, a lot of times too, you know, they'll run, they won't put him under center, you know, and so now he's starting about 5 or 6 yards back, and sometimes that quarterback sneak just becomes a little bit tougher. Oh, they're going to throw the football. He's got him open in the flat. Helfman with the spin move. Touchdown, Orioles. Watch Helfman here with the nice spin.
Number 6, Everett Arnold.
That was all Helfman, but a great pass too.
Helfman for a St. Louis Park Orioles touchdown!
Well, Bruce, if you would have told me that the opening drive, the quarterback for the Orioles would look that poised, even on 4th downs, I would have told you that I wouldn't believe you. He looked very poised. The line gave him a lot of time. Receivers and running backs made some plays, so that was a nice ball by Everett.
And also what's important here is you can see the faith that the coaching staff has in him, because they were that close to the goal line, and instead of running the football, they passed the football. And that's going to make it tough for other teams when they get down there to figure out what they're going to do.
Absolutely.
And here they're going to go for 2.
Makes them very dangerous.
Oh. Well, there it looked like they had another, I can't see who the receiver was, but
looks like Jeremy Eichton, one of the senior
2-point
receivers.
conversion?
He's also
Yes,
returning
okay.
from an ACL injury.
you see like they did have a couple receivers. Number 9, it looked like O'Day and Foster may have been the guys that could have thrown to, but 2-point conversion, not good. And I know a new kicker this year. I'm not sure if they're, you know, sometimes Park elects to just do more of the 2-point conversions versus going for those extra points.
Right, and I think the kicker, Jacob Berry's a sophomore. So sometimes, you know, kickoffs are a little bit easier and less pressure. So maybe they want to see what their 2-point conversions. Maybe if they put some more points on the board, they'll be able to attempt some extra points, or maybe they'll just go for 2.
And also they're giving Arnold some more experience throwing the football too, and putting their faith in him. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I went to a number of games last year, and it was very far and few where the Orioles started 6-0 and got stopped. So this is a very, very good start, and I'm pretty sure Coach Foster will be happy with his offense. I know Coach Rob Griffin will probably be happy with the defense coming out getting a stop.
kick back to the 10-yard line. And a nice return all the way out to the 35-yard line.
Very good return. Looked like it was some good blocking set up. They had good starting with good field position on the 35.
Yeah, that was Zach Bossi, the running back, also
15
kick
on the return
returner
for the Cougars, brought down by number 24, Barth on the play.
And
First down,
it wasn't the deep return. It was one with the guys that are up, man. So I wonder if coaches kind of do scout and see where the guys kicking, and they put some of their better returners up more rather than deep if the ball's not going to be going deep.
I said, I think we're going to probably watch for number 2 here on this drive, which is Brogdon Madsen. He had a great season last year as a receiver, was the top receiver for this team with 785 yards receiving. Didn't have any opportunities on the first possession. And we're going to have a flag.
Looks like they had 2 guys outside here that were lined up on the line of scrimmage and a guy in motion, so.
False start.
I think Brogdon, I mean, at some point they're going to probably have to get him involved. I know a lot of teams try to establish the run, but when you got playmakers and the numbers that Brogdon and Gandon put up last year, I think they're going to start leaning on. I think you're right, Bruce.
And again, we saw the Orioles almost come away with an interception on the first possession, so we'll see. They also had the nice sack, so we'll see if they can continue to put pressure on Gosh as the game goes on here.
And for our viewers, Brogdon has the lime green shoes on, so he should be easy to spot as somebody that's a highlight player with those highlight shoes on.
Quarterback keeper is Gosh as he goes to the far sideline. Gets about five back of the penalty yardage that they had.
For the Orioles. Short gain on the play brings up second down.
And like we said for the Orioles, you really want to stay out of these second and long. So Mankato East hitting a penalty on their first play is probably not in the coach's playbook.
Well, now it gives your defense a chance to just go after the quarterback, right? Because you think they're going to pass the ball, and there they go. Although great moves by Gosh, as he should have been taken back for about a 2 or 3 yard loss, and instead he's able to make about 5 yards on that play. So
12 Gosh on the quarterback keeper.
Making guys miss.
Brought down by number 12 Rickard for the Orioles. Brings up third down.
So it makes it more manageable now.
Absolutely.
Third down and 6 yards to go.
That would have been about 3rd and 16, and instead it's 3rd and manageable. So very good play by Gosh.
Gosh, he's going to throw to the near side, just a little too far for the intended receiver that time, and that was Zachary Boss.
For number 16, Bashi.
Looked like
fourth down.
Ball a little off target, but TJ Brayboy, the defensive end, looked like he caused that to be a little bit of a errant throw.
Yeah, that time they brought Bossi out of the backfield and
number
trying
24
to throw it. So now it's fourth down, punting
punt
situation. The Orioles will.
Yeah, I thought they would target Brogdon a little bit more. I mean, he hasn't gotten that many targets yet. And with his stats that he had last year, I just thought they would target him on that drive, like you said, Bruce. But a good stop, nonetheless, by the Orioles.
Yeah, high kick is going to be down at about the 36-yard line, so pretty close to where the Orioles started their last
number 20,
possession.
Down to the punt for the Cougars.
So the Orioles now with their second possession of the game. They scored on their first one.
I know one thing in meeting with Coach Foster, I know this year he's looking for a lot more explosive plays by the offense. So he wants the nickel and dime it, but if he can get some more explosive plays out of his players, I know that'll make him a very happy man.
That'll make me happy. I watched the Gophers last night. That was not an explosive offense. They got to figure out ways to open up that offense.
Yeah.
It's a good first series for Healthman, too. Arnold to the near side, and you can see just Pulls over the defenders. He's a punisher.
Oh yeah, and the thing is,
Number
once
6,
he gets
Arnold
more
with the quarterback
comfortable
keeper,
and he starts knowing that the
28,
defense is actually
Bramblett
afraid of him, he can
for
make
the
guys
Cougars.
miss, and he'll be running for a long way. So
Brings up
once he
2nd down and
settles in,
6
I
for the
think he's going
Orioles.
to be really, really good.
And he's a sophomore, so you know, which is amazing. You know, you can have him back for a couple more years. There's a nice run up the middle, close to a first down. I think just a little bit short.
That was the backup running back, Nate
Number
Nowak,
2, Helfman on the carry for the
who was
Orioles.
one of the kids,
44,
the seniors that was a highlight
for the
at camp.
Cougars.
I heard a lot of
Brings
good
up
things
3rd
about him
down and short.
from summer tour days, that they was going to be able to get Nate Nowak the ball. So that was a nice carry for his first one of the game.
Let's see if we get a quarterback keeper here. Oh, they're going to throw the ball. Going long down the right side and too far.
Number 6, Arnold's pass.
That was intended for Amos.
Number 1, Amos.
Judging by that call, I'm guessing they'll go for it on 4th down.
down.
You sort of like that, you know, take that shot where you're, if you know you're going to go for it, 4th down and 1. So still too much air under the ball for Arnold. Trying to draw the defense off sides. Mankato East stacking the box. They're going to throw it. This is going to need to be a big play by the receiver, and great job by Mankato East.
Number 6, Arnold's pass complete to number 7,
Foster was able to catch the ball that time, but just nowhere to go.
Brought down by number
Very good
42,
stop by
Stoffel
Mankato
for
East.
First down, Cougars.
They needed that stop. Getting ready to head into the 2nd quarter, so the Orioles were 4th and short, and they decided to throw a quick pass and didn't get it. So
yeah, so now 1 for 2 on 4th downs.
Absolutely.
And we'll see if the defense can continue to make the stops that they need here.
And like you said, the last drive, I look for them to target their main receiver, Madsen, number 2.
Back to pass, Gosh. Looks for number 2.
Oh, picked off by
intercepted
Helfman.
by the Orioles.
By Helfman.
That's Helfman.
One-handed pick.
Wow.
He's a playmaker. He's a playmaker.
Helfman is having a game
number
today.
12, Gosh's pass is intercepted by number 2, Helfman for the Orioles.
But like we talked about, I said that Coach Foster is going to have some confidence in
See, he did have Bogdan open, but elected to go over the middle. And great job by Helfman.
And I think Coach Foster has a lot of faith in his defense. So he's able to go for it on 4th downs because of plays like that. That's a big play by the junior Mason Helfman.
And now the Orioles have it at the 43, 15 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. Orioles lead 6-0.
They got to capitalize off a big play. I normally, as a play caller, like to come out and take a shot after a turnover because the defense is normally a little reeling. But we'll see what we do here.
Player in motion. The give.
That's Deshaun Amos.
Amos.
Looks like it's a little laundry on the field. Might be coming back.
Number 1, Amos on the carry, brought down by the Cougars. Flag on the play.
Get a hold here, do you think?
Holding on the Orioles. Be a 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Yeah, a lot of times on those outside plays, you tend to grab a little too much cloth as an old lineman.
So now you start 1st down and 20. So we'll see what they can do here, and may want to air it out a little bit here.
Might take it to the quarter.
Oh, they're going to run it.
Number 6,
Arnold gets across midfield, and that does it for the 1st quarter.
Brought down by the Cougars.
6-0 our score. We're through one quarter play here from St. Louis Park. We'll be back with
That
the
brings us
second
to the
quarter
end
in
of
just
the
a
first
minute.
quarter. St. Louis Park 6.
While serving in Afghanistan, I was hit by sniper fire. The fighting was so intense, the medevac chopper was barely able to land. In the hospital, I was given a 5% chance to live. It's a good thing math wasn't my best subject. Today, I visit classrooms and share my story. I talk to kids about dealing with life's struggles. I tell them, with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
I know that some struggles are big and some are small, but they're all struggles, and you have to learn to get through them. With support from DAV, more veterans like me can live their best life. And as a new father, I have one more reason to keep on keeping on. My victory is being there for the next generation.
Adam Alexander, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Excited that you allowed me to be on broadcast today.
Arsenio, yeah, it's great to have you, Arsenio, and it's been fun watching your basketball team as well. So you do a great job coaching basketball, and been a great part of St. Louis Park from the days that you played here, and you're an amazing athlete. And I had the luxury to watch a lot of your games. Under pressure, a fumble, and it's going to be recovered by Mankato East. The Cougars will have the ball at the Royal 40.
Number 6 Arnold bubbles on the play.
Yeah, that's a costly mistake by the young quarterback. He's being chased and he got the ball not put away because he's got his eyes downfield. So,
and you mentioned, we're going to see there's going to be a lot of growing pains and learning experiences from the quarterback, and that's one that hopefully he'll learn from too.
Absolutely, absolutely, and the way the defense has been playing, you're afforded a couple mistakes right now. As they get later in the season, as they play some teams that have a little more firepower, you can't have those mistakes.
So now Mankato, so the Cougars will try and capitalize on the mistake for the Orioles. Orioles defense so far has done a great job against the Cougars. Back to pass, there's some fake, and now they're going to throw long over the middle, open, and it's complete, and there could be a touchdown for Mankato East. That's going to be number 40, Hayden Tischler.
That's the receiver he targeted earlier.
12, pass is complete.
Really nice ball by this quarterback. Looks like Madsen was the decoy and garnished a lot of attention. He put the ball right on the money. Very nice route.
Well, they did just what you mentioned, like you thought maybe the Orioles would do when they got their turnovers. You said, you like to take a chance and open it up, and that's what they did right there, and caught the Orioles defense a little short-handed.
Absolutely. Anytime you got a quick change, especially when you got a little space, you want to come out and at least see what it is, because it's going to be a short field a lot of times.
Tischler with the kick, with block.
Looked like that was blocked by number 4, Hayden.
Number 4, Cassica blocks the extra point.
So we're tied at 6. And
it looks like the kicker is the guy that scored the touchdown.
Right.
That Tischler.
Maybe a little tired from that touchdown catch. But now, this is, again, your coaching staff. You want to see how your team responds, right? So
absolutely.
You had a turnover. You gave up a touchdown. Now see if you can just get things back on track again here.
Absolutely. And even sometimes when you have a big play, you gotta make sure that on this kickoff that you field the ball and you're staying disciplined, because sometimes teams come out and then they might onside or they might squib it. So you never want things to be a slippery slope and continue to go downhill.
It's a game a couple years ago when St. Louis Park scored 2 touchdowns in the last minute and a half to pull off a amazing comeback. They scored, I think it was 16 points.
Absolutely.
They're down by 15 with a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, they had a lot of heartache, but heartbreak games. But yeah, 2 years ago, I remember that game. Helfman on the return.
Well, he's had such a great game. We could maybe expect him to run one of these back too. So.
Return.
So the Orioles now start probably in their
Brought down by number 28.
toughest field position they've had all game now, but it's still decent
Orioles.
field position as they're across the 25.
Absolutely, and I kind of think that with the turnover and with the stop on 4th down, the Orioles will probably look to get the run game back established. They've kind of aired it out a little bit, and I think they'll get back to their identity of probably running the ball, target Mason Helfman.
Arsenio, how hard is it for a player when they play both sides of the ball like Mason does? Is it, as the game goes on, does it become less of an advantage for those players, or are they in such good shape that they're able to play both ways like that?
I would say they're able to play both. Like when you're the athlete like Mason is, and there's a number of kids around the state that play both ways.
Number 6, Arnold on the quarterback.
They don't get tired. They don't make excuses, but they also put themselves in position to be able to play both ways. I had the pleasure of watching Mason work out this summer. He's in very good shape. He eats well. He hydrates. He's a kid that just takes care of himself. So most guys that have to play both ways, they do the other little things, and then you know that recovery piece is very, very important as well.
So we saw Arnold on the keeper. Orioles keeping the ball on the ground. I was watching, I thought maybe they gave it to Helfman there and would have had a nice gain on that play.
Looks like they had some, yeah, looks like they had a hold there on that. Looks like
by number 58,
was a couple guys pulling through. So
brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, he's gonna have to learn to read that defense. I know as a 10th grader it's hard, and it's he was a freshman football player last year, and this year he's a varsity player. So it's gonna take some time to be able to make those reads.
I'm getting him in the film room after a game like this too, and watching some of that film and seeing the field and seeing where you made your reads. And so big 3rd down for the Orioles. Batted away. So 4th down. I think the Orioles may see their first punt of the game here.
Batted down at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 4th down.
Looks like he was targeting the tight end there, Logan O'Day, who's actually a really big target. So if you can get that ball over the lineman, that number 9 is a very, very big kid, big athlete that I think will have some more targets later on in this game.
So Isaac Schulman will do the punting. Barth will be back for the Cougars. It's a high kick. That's going to take a bounce, and Orioles will down it at the 49-yard line. So now we're seeing good field position, good starting field position for the Cougars.
About midfield by number 21, McCarron.
Yeah, I don't think that's the punt that Coach Foster was looking for, but it still puts him at the 50, so it's not all bad.
Yeah, they have a sophomore kicker and a junior punter, so these guys are going to hopefully get better as their years progress. Are you teaching this year too?
Actually, I'm the elementary support supervisor at Susan Lingren this year, so not in the classroom. Well, I'm in all the classrooms, but not confined to just one.
All right.
Looks like they got Brock Madsen out at.
Yeah, there's you can see how good he is after the catch. So
they put him out. They put him in at running back and swung and threw the ball. So that's just an extension of a long run.
Pass is complete to number 2, Madsen.
And that's, again, you just want to get the ball to your playmakers and let them do something with the ball, but you just split the defense that time. Once he gets going, he's a pretty good-sized guy, hard to bring down.
Absolutely, absolutely. Looks like they got him in the backfield, so they'll probably look to do some fakes and run him the ball, try to get him to get involved.
Yeah, just another quick pass, and he breaks to the outside, breaks one little tackle with him.
To number 2, Madsen. Brought down by number 2.
Tried to trip him up, but he got out of that.
Brings up 2nd down.
Again, that was Healthman trailing on the play and good balance.
That was some nice blocking by the perimeter players from Mankato East to be able to let them have a good game.
So Orioles dominated the first quarter. Second quarter so far has been all Cougars. That's Tischler.
Tischler again is having a big first half.
Tischler.
Yeah, and we're seeing Gosh with more confidence after the interceptions. He's been able to come and make some good throws. So
they're spreading them out.
First down, Cougars.
Spreading them out, and he's just picking them apart right now. So look for Coach Rao to maybe dial up some pressure here. Or
now he throws. Looked like it was intended for number 33, Boston Meyer.
Second down.
Meyer had, he was open. Throw had gotten to him, but.
2 guys in the area.
Right. Hard to tell which,
yeah.
if he went to Meyer, if he was going for Gustafson, number 8. So.
Looks like they're going with a little bit more of a heavier bunch package.
Yeah, they're going to put Bossi as a wideout now. Out of the slot, Bossi in motion. Good tackle that time. Number 23 was Kleist.
Nice counterplay. He had somewhere to go, but looks like
Cougars.
Healthman sniffed it out. He sniffed it out.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
3rd down, Orioles need to stop here.
This will probably be 4-down territory.
Gosh, back to pass. Now he cuts up. He has a lot of room to run. Gosh, gets his way to the end zone, dives in, and
looks like
touchdown.
He got in.
Touchdown.
Number 12.
Looks like they brought pressure, and he was able to put a move.
Yeah, just a wide open field for him to run, pick a spot.
So it really looks like Mankato East is settling in. Their guys look like their nerves are settled in, and looks like the Orioles offense still has a little bit of ways to go with settling in. But it's still a long game left. Well, 1 possession game.
Number 40, Tischler's extra point is good.
So again, the second quarter has really been dominated by the Cougars, and it's going to take, the Orioles need to sustain a drive here, just get some momentum, sustain a drive, keep their defense off the field a little bit, and see if they can punch something in and even it up before halftime here.
Absolutely. They have to get some momentum or some energy plays to get going, or they got to be methodical. It has to be 4 or 5 yards, but they can't have any more 1 or 2 yard plays or any more penalties early in the drive.
Right, and that one penalty where it was 10-yard penalty makes it 1st and 20. Pretty hard to make that 20 yards, and you have to find a way too to, when you have a sophomore quarterback, you got to give him time to throw too.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit for him to make his reads, and you gotta slow down the game for him a little bit. So.
This is Amos, who's pretty electric when he has the ball.
Uh-oh, fumble. Still on the ground, and this is going to be Mankato East recovery. Boy, the Orioles have started to turn over the ball a little too much here, and giving the Cougars the ball right back.
Fumbles in the play. Recovered by number 28 on the Cougars. First down, Cougars.
We'll take a look at this again, Arsenio, and that's Bossy again.
Yeah.
Right here, tried to run with that football, and good job by the Cougars to recover that ball.
And like we said, you can't compound mistakes with more mistakes, because that's when the game starts to get out of hand. So the Orioles defense has to bow up. It looks like they got Madsen in the slot. He's dangerous in that area.
Back to pass. Plenty of time to throw now. Thrown to the near side. It's complete. Out of bounds. That's Gustafson.
12, Gosh's pass is complete. It's number 8, Gustafson. Flag on the play.
Well, it looks like it's a flag on the far end field.
Looks like they're walking him back, so maybe a legal motion.
I mean,
Legal shift on the Cougars. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Maybe it was coming forward on the motion. That's where they got him at. But this quarterback really looks really poised.
And he's getting time in the pocket,
absolutely.
too. 13-6 the score. Cougars lead over the Orioles. 7:39 to go here in the first half. Quick pass in the flat is Bosch. Bossy gets inside the 35 to the 34 of the Orioles.
Number 12, Gosh's pass is complete to number 16, Bashi. Brought down by number 2, Helfman on the play. Brings up second down.
Well, Helfman's name's been called a lot.
One thing I would say Mankato East is doing really well at is getting the ball out quick at times to some of their playmakers and allowing them to be able to run with the ball and not putting so much pressure on the quarterback, even though he's able to make those plays.
And then you saw Madsen with the block downfield too, so. Give to Bossy off left tackle, cuts back to the middle of the field. And we have another
number
penalty
16,
flag.
Bashi on the carry for the Cougars, brought down by number 14 off. Flag on the play.
Penalty flag in the backfield. Oh, they're going to call a face mask on the Orioles.
So they'll tack on to the end of that run. So they'll be close to first and goal, where the Cougars will be.
Feels like that momentum, the Orioles came out and seemed pretty fired up at the beginning of the game. Sort of now they got to get that momentum back on defense a little bit.
Absolutely, and you know, when you give up a score and then you come out and you turn it over on the return, give them short field, you know, the penalties are piling up. So somebody's going to have to step up and make a play.
Long throw, and almost a great catch by Lucas Gustafson.
Man, that was a good ball. It was a good effort.
It was a great throw. Gustafson
second down.
Just had a fingertip catch on it, and then it trickled away from him. Watch this again. Was able to do what you want to do as a receiver. You're able to pull it in with your right hand, but then he just lost it.
Absolutely. It was definitely good effort, good ball. As the DB, if you're going to undercut a route, you can't miss. So that sophomore, Finn Bruberg, lucked out there.
Bossy in the backfield. Gosh calling the signals here. And the give to Bossy. Tackled at about the 18.
Like
Helfman again
number
in there.
16, Bashi on the carry for the Cougars. Brought down by number 24, Barth for the Orioles.
Also Dominique Barth in on the play.
Brings up third down.
It's a nice play for the safety to come up and make a play at the line of scrimmage like that. I know they ask a lot of their safeties to be a part of the run game, so for Dom to come up and be able to make a play like that is really good.
So Orioles need a big stop here. I think we're going to get a timeout for the Cougars.
Timeout, Mankato East Cougars.
Upcoming game for the St. Louis Park Orioles will be next Friday night against Washburn. That'll be a home game for them. And then they head on the road to play Apple Valley. And Cooper as a home game, Jefferson on the road, Tartan at home, and then they close off with a couple tough ones against Cretin-Durham Hall and Chanhassen. So,
and I would say, looking at that schedule, there's no gimmies. So very, very tough schedule. A lot of competitive teams that are well coached.
Yeah, last year one of the wins was against Washburn.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to think, like, if you can't pull these ones out at home, and you got to go on the road and play teams that, you know, they got the state champs on there in Chanhassen. I think Apple Valley surprised some people last year and was really good, and I know they got some young players back. I saw Jefferson won last night in their opener. So I mean, they got a tough schedule, so you definitely want to be able to protect home field.
Right. Cretin-Durham Hall is always pretty tough.
Absolutely. They got a rich history.
Yep.
Go, boys! Make a play.
Fossey in the backfield. Madsen in the left slot position. Cuts across the field. He looks to Madsen, throws it to him, and Madsen is just pulling his way towards the first down marker. I think he's going to be short, though.
Number 12, Gosh's pass is completed to number 2, Madsen, shoved out of bounds by number 21, McCarron.
Oh, first down.
Goal.
And you got to make the tackle. Looked like they gave him a good spot there.
Well, like you said, with, you know, a guy playing both ways, it looks like Helfman's down on the field, cramping up a little bit. So, you know, you expect that these first couple weeks, but when you got a guy that's playing as many plays as he's playing, that'll tend to happen from time to time.
Right, and again, the beginning part of the season are temperatures in the 70s and a little bit tougher. As it cools down, it gives them a little bit of an advantage. But I remember doing the game last year. I think it was it last year or the year before in Benilde, and they had to call the game early because of the heat and the humidity, and they had 4 or 5 ambulances that come. They had people in the crowd going down. They had the players going down, and finally they called the game with about 8 minutes left to go. So.
Yeah, you'll see this at every level, especially when you say high school to college to the pros. These first couple weeks, even when the kids hydrate, just like with the temperatures fluctuating, humidity and things like that, you'll have kids that cramp up.
Our City Orioles can use a turnover here badly.
Yeah, really would look for this crowd to hopefully get them going. The crowd hasn't really been into the game.
Fossey, and he's going to get in for the touchdown.
16, Bashi is in for a Cougars touchdown.
So Bashi with a nice run. They're getting a little push. Yeah, the Orioles have been now hitting the mouth, and it's like, what are you going to do? The Cougars are really looking to establish themselves. They're really comfortable, so the Orioles are going to have to flip the script if they want to have a chance tonight.
That was a good job by the holder. Able to grab that ball from behind and pull it forward. And
number 40, Tischler
with the kick
is good.
Fans trying to get the team fired up.
Yes, I mean, you would think at the first home game of the season, you know, the crowd would be more into it, even when you're not just scoring touchdowns, but just to give you some energy. And they kind of just been standing and watching. So I would hope that the crowd can get the guys going.
And again, it's really been some of the turnovers have been really the factor that the Orioles turned over the ball on the kick return. They turn over the ball.
Foster and number 1 Amos back to receive the kickoff
on their couple of their possessions, and so they've gotta like play clean football if they're going to beat a team like Mankato East. And what's great for Mankato East is they've taken advantage of all those turnovers. So, good bounce. Looked like that one may go out of bounds. And Orioles will start from their own 15.
Number 1, Amos on the
And
return.
like you mentioned
for the
earlier,
Orioles.
the Orioles are
Brought down by
starting
number 25,
further
the
and
Cougars.
further back
Personnel
after
Orioles.
starting the game with really good field position. This second quarter, outside of the interception, they haven't really had great field position.
Yeah, the Orioles are just in need of a really big play. You know, they need something good to happen here and give them a little bit of a lift from right now where they're at. So. Is that Foster in the backfield?
No, it looks like Nate Nowak, the senior.
Oh, okay. It's my eyesight as I get older.
Yeah, I think they're looking to use Foster more in the slot this year than I know his sophomore year. He played a lot of tailback. It looks like at camp he played a lot of slot receiver. So I think with them spreading things out, I think they want to utilize his quickness.
So now they have a 2nd and 11, and this is where we saw a lot of this last year, and we're just got to get a big play here to make it.
Flag on the play.
It's going to be on the Orioles. False start. You can see the frustration setting in, too, for Everett Arnold.
False start on the Orioles. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So now we're at 2nd and long, which is, you know, a down that you probably have to put it in the air or some type of screen to just get some momentum.
A 3rd down for
Number
the Orioles
6,
now.
Arnold's pass falls incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and long.
What's happening now, too, is East is putting a little more pressure on him, and he's not really getting time to let the receivers release and get downfield, and so.
Absolutely, and as you get a little pressure, now you start seeing ghosts, and you're not able to have your eyes downfield. So that tends to happen from time to time.
St. Louis Park.
Once you've seen a couple guys in your lap, you're like, oh, now you're not eyes downfield. You're worried more about the pass rush, and you may have guys open, but you're not comfortable. So early in the game, he had some protection, looked more comfortable. As East has picked up their pressure and they've gained some momentum, I think it's made the sophomore quarterback a little uncomfortable.
How tough is it, too, if St. Louis Park does not get a 1st down here? Your defense has really been on the field a lot here in this 2nd quarter. So you're going to bring the defense back on again, and they're reeling right now. And, you know, you just, for the Orioles and Coach Foster, you just love to really get in the locker room right now, give your team a break, regroup, and come out in the 2nd half. But they've got right now 3rd and a long way to go for a 1st down. So
absolutely, and if they were settled in and they had some momentum, you would say, you know, try to get like some 10 to 15 if you could. Maybe not the whole thing just to set up a punt, but if you're confident in me, you feel like you can push the ball down the field, you got to go for it.
Arnold back to pass under pressure, rolling, throws it, and behind one of the linemen actually. So
it looks like they're going to be punting from under their own end zone.
Brings up 4th down.
Yeah, it was really nothing there. I mean, that sometimes the incompletion is better than the turnover. So
Now
they're going to really need a good punt here.
Last time that they punted, the Cougars really didn't come after it. It'd be interesting to see if they put some pressure on the guy or they just let him kick it again.
Bossy back to receive the kick. Plenty of time. It's a better kick. Bossy's going to fill that on the run.
Ooh, risky. That was a better kick, but they're great field position for the Cougars.
Yeah, they got to have the 27-yard line.
16 Bashi on the return for the Cougars.
It looked like Bashi wanted to fair catch it, and he peeked at the rush coming down and felt like he could make a play, and he had a decent return.
Well, defense comes back on the field, and the Orioles are going to need to see if they can make a stop here. They're only down 2 scores. It's not an insurmountable lead. They just got to be able to have something good happen defensively here. And again, this offense is for Mankato East, a really good offense with a great quarterback in Gosh. Gosh throws. There's Madsen. Madsen heads to the corner, and he's in for the touchdown.
And he looked to target that big play receiver.
Pass is complete to number 2, Madsen, for a Cougars touchdown.
And again, when things are going good, the quarterback has confidence, and they're able to just open up the field and throw the football.
I mean, that's an easy pitch and catch. I mean, he wasn't touched until he was walking into the end zone. So you got to know where that guy's at. You know, looking at the stats from last year, he was a big player receiver last year. It looked like early in the game he garnished a little more attention, and maybe that was their plan, was not target him early, and now they're targeting him.
Kick is good.
Number 40, Tischler's extra point is good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a simple hitch route that he.
You know, you see games like this, and you even see it in the NFL where you get excited about a team or whatever as a coach or whatever, and all of a sudden it just starts off, everything just seems to bounce the wrong way.
Absolutely.
Bad things happening, and I think for the Orioles, it's going to be really getting them to regroup and just little by little, just work your game plan and not look at the score, but just try and make some good things happen as a team.
Absolutely, and it's a long season, so I mean, not saying that this game is lost, but it's still a lot to learn from. So like, you want to continue to get better, and so the only way to do that is to be working on the things that you're supposed to work on. So like, I would just say right now, you know, the Orioles, especially offensively, look a little timid. They're not really looking like they're trying to take the fight to Mankato. And so I would say, like, they got to get more physical. Somebody's going to have to step up and make some fortune for them.
After the return,
and it's a lot set up on what you do on that first down play, too, because we have not seen the Orioles get 5 or 6 yards on a first down, which gives them just room to work on the field where they can continue to run the football or they can pass it and keep the defense their back. So they're going to pass the ball here on first down. Throw to the running back out of the backfield. And again, good defense by the Cougars.
Number 6, Arnold's pass is complete to number 3, Nowak. No gain on the play, brings up second down.
There's a cornerback coming up, Finn Bruberg, to make the play. So again, second down and 10. Oh, again, nothing.
23.
Number 6, Arnold, is brought down by
Logan.
number 42, Stoffel.
Kleiss.
Yeah, nothing Arnold could do, just hold on to the football at that point. And it's at the 20-yard line, 3 minutes and 29 seconds to go.
And that's where, as he continues to grow as a player, as you've seen with their senior quarterback, he'll make one guy miss. You got to be able to make one guy miss.
Under pressure, they lob it up down the field, and it's intercepted. And that actually is not a bad thing for the Orioles at this point. That's better than a punt for them at that point of the game where they were. So.
Number 6, Arnold's pass is intercepted by number 26, Smith on the play. First down, Cougars.
If you're not going to get a completion, then when you're punting from your own 20-yard line or
that's like a punt. That's
yeah.
like a punt right now.
That would have been a 35-yard punt. So yeah.
Now the question is, are the Orioles defense, are they going to come out and back up the offense and try to get them back in it? Or are they going to continue to just allow the Cougars to march the ball down the field with big plays?
Bossi in the backfield, Madsen in the right slot position. Hand off to Bossi. And again, Bossi able to get his way across the 50-yard line. Those are stops the Orioles are making on the first possession.
Absolutely. They're really settling in. And like we said, that first down play. So if you're getting
second down.
If you're getting 6 and 7 yards on first down, you're really, really putting a lot of pressure on the defense.
And they mix it up very well too. So they have again, you have a quarterback that can throw the football and some good running. And they're going to throw it here. Back to pass, little pressure. Now he's going to keep it. And we get a penalty on the play. This one I think is going to go against Mankato East.
Yeah, even when their quarterback is just dropping back, you can just kind of tell the difference between like a 10th grader and a 12th grader. Just the poise that he has. Even when he's under duress, he never really looks like he's flustered. And he's made some errant throws, but when he's dropping back and he's running and he's eluding the defenders, he just looks so comfortable back there.
Holding on the Cougars. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. A repeat second down.
So now you kind of got them behind the sticks on a second down. If the Orioles can find a way to get a stop, they do get the ball at halftime. So, I mean, if they can get a stop and get a score and be only down 2 scores with the ball coming out, that would be an ideal situation. But they have to get a stop on this drive.
I think you're right, Arsenio. This is a big drive in this game, and see if the Orioles can make a stop here. Here's a quick throw to the near side, complete, and a good tackle. That's what you need. Wrap them up right away, and a great job by Gruberg for the Orioles.
Number 12, Gosh's pass is complete to number 8, Gustafson. Run down immediately by number 18, Broberg. Third down.
So those are the kind of plays you'll give up as a defense. But now, again, we'll see what the Orioles do when it's third down and 10 yards to go.
Last time the Cougars went to this formation, the quarterback really utilized his legs. So it'd be interesting to see if he does the same.
Yeah, gosh, fakes. Now he throws over the middle. He's got a player there. Tischler has it. He's bobbling, and he has it.
Oh, he caught it.
Well, it looked like he was bobbling for a second there, and he was able to maintain possession of that ball. And Tischler gets another touchdown.
It looked like the defender, Dominic Barth, actually knocked it back into his hands.
Let's take a look again here. He didn't knock it away. It just hung on right around his shoulder area.
Yeah.
And he was able to pull it down. That was
a tough break.
Sort of just, the ball just stuck there for him. And
I mean, that Tischler is really having a half.
Yeah.
Really having a half.
And he can even makes the kick too. So he.
I mean, as we take a look again here,
Tischler's extra point.
Well, we talked a lot about Madsen, but Tischler's been a big factor in this game too. So not only do they have Madsen, but they have a great receiver in Tischler. Look at that. He just, I don't know if he's like trying to like pull it away and maybe get the interception, but you sometimes wonder if he would have just batted the football away from him.
Oh my goodness, that's a tough break for the Orioles.
That's again, it's sort of the way the ball's bouncing right now.
You are right. You are definitely right about that, and some of it's self-inflicted, but some of it is Mankato is really came to play.
All right, we need a kick return for a touchdown here. Arsenio. Can you get through the hole? No. Out to the 25-yard line.
Number 7, Foster.
That's Foster.
Number 44, Tilgus, brought him down. First down, Orioles.
Well, I mean, they still get the ball back at half, so I mean, if if they can put any points on the board before half, it'll put them a step closer. But
Yeah.
the one thing you don't want to do here is you do not want to turn the ball over going into the half.
Yeah, at this point, you may want to just run the ball, try and run out the clock here and get to halftime. Well, they're not going to do that, though. Nothing to lose, right? Foster's good. Again, it's pretty hard to throw across your body like that as he's rolling left and trying to get the ball into the Oriole receiver number 5, Jeremy Eichten. And
Number 6, Arnold's pass intended for number 5, Eichten, falls incomplete. Second down.
So again, you don't want to leave a lot of time. I don't know if East will continue to try and run up the score if they do get the ball back or just go into halftime, but you don't want to give the Cougars the ball back with too much time because they do have 2 timeouts left too. Back to pass, he's got time, and now the pocket collapses. Again, that's where you gotta know how much time you have in the pocket.
23 Kleist.
I mean, he has to understand there's a pocket to step
Brings
up
up
in.
third down.
And, you know, he's just got to be able to utilize his legs. I mean, he's doing a good job of keeping his eyes downfield, but when it's nothing there, it was an opportunity with the rush going past him to be able to step up and maybe utilize his legs.
As I said, Mankato East is not taking a timeout here, which is sort of a nice move on their part for the Orioles.
They're nicer than me, because I would have took the
Right.
timeout and made you have to run a play, but looks like it's incomplete.
Number
Fourth
6,
down.
Arnold's
They'll
pass
probably punt
intended
it.
for number 15, Oleski, falls incomplete. Fourth down.
I would say the sophomore quarterback really, you know, got to get back to his mechanics. A lot of low balls in the dirt, you know, which is, you know, those are mechanics. Because I mean, when you're at that size, I mean, he's throwing the ball downward if it's going to the ground. You know, because normally guys that are 6'4", 6'5", they're overthrowing guys. So he got to get back to his mechanics and be able to put the ball on guys and give them opportunity.
Part of it too is working on their mental part of the game too, right? I mean, you got to be able to. Probably need to down that as fast as he did, but you just got to work on knowing where he is from, you know, on the mental part of the game too, because he could just be so frustrated that he's just is forgetting about some of those mechanics and things like that. So you just got to get him back and say, hey, forget about what's happened and let's get back to what we've practiced so far this season, where you look really good in practice and you look good at the start of this football game too. And so right now you're probably flustered and things haven't gone your way, but you just got to go back and do what the basics of what worked for you.
Absolutely, and it's a long season, and so you want to continue to get better. So not just focusing on the mistakes, but like work on getting better.
They're going to take a shot here. He's open, out of bounds. 3 seconds, see if they bring in the field goal unit.
Number 12's pass is complete.
Well, let's see if this defense can
Number
bowl
11
up.
for the Cougars.
They blocked an extra point. I mean, if you could somehow find a way to block
Number 40, Tischler, to
block a
attempt
field goal, return it, you know, you get points for that. So that would be really, really big. It looks like the Cougars are running some guys on late. They might have to take a timeout here.
It's a 35-yard field goal attempt. Low snap. And Tischler does a good job.
Oh, man, what a
kick. Tischler's field goal is good.
37-6 headed into the half with the Orioles ball when they return.
That brings us to halftime.
Arsenio, we looked at the end of the first quarter, looked pretty good. The Orioles were were leading 6-0. They got outscored 37-0 in that quarter. So it just and it just started with the turnover right at the beginning of the second quarter for the Orioles, and spiraled from there on. So
Absolutely. Really spiraled out of control fast.
sometimes you wonder too. You started off good, and maybe they had some confidence. Underestimate, they came up with some defensive plays. Underestimate the talent that Mankato East really has, but then Mankato East just sort of
Settled
played their
in.
game, settled in, and they've done an outstanding job. And I think Coach Davis did a really good job getting his team after the start of that game back on track, and as they've called a really good football game for their quarterback.
Absolutely. And you think about what the mistakes that the Cougars made early. The Orioles didn't capitalize as much as they should have and put as much pressure on them. So, they got an interception. They had a turnover on downs, but they really didn't capitalize like they should have, which allowed for the Cougars to stay in the game and just get more comfortable. And then they just kind of turned it on, and you can kind of tell, which team has the guys that have played a lot of football, that are really good football players. And, like you said, Coach Davis for them has really flipped the script in the second half and got those guys playing well.
So, Arsenio, you've done a lot of coaching, and you bring your team to the locker room right now. If you're Coach Foster, what do you say to your team?
I would say, all right, guys, we're down. We're down a lot, but it all starts with this next possession. And I'm always preaching getting better. So there in no sport is there a 50-point play, a 40-point play. So you're not going to get it all back. So it's even if they can't come back and win this game, they're going to have a game next week. So they need to work on things that they're going to work on that they think are their strengths, sure of some of those weaknesses. But I always tell the team, because I coach basketball, and we went into halftime games down 20 or 30, and it's are we going to mail it in, or are we going to give it all we got and work on the things we need to work on? And sometimes it makes it sound like we're giving up, but it's you want to be realistic, and you don't want the guys to feel like they're not working towards anything.
Right. If you look at it as a player, and you think it's a mountain to climb or whatever, the psyche is different, right? They look at it as we got to get it all back, and then they start pressing and doing too much or whatever. And you mentioned in basketball, you've had games where you had a bad start, bad first half, but it's amazing how the team comes back in the second half and tightens the game. And I think you're right. I mean, and this is a pretty one-sided game right now, but for the Orioles, it's let's just come out, see what we can do the first possession, play more relaxed, right?
Yep.
Have fun and try and make things happen, and hopefully, as you mentioned, this will help them prepare for other games down the road. It's a long season, just game one, first half, and so we'll see what they can do here in the second half.
You're totally right, and I just think that some of the things that fundamentally they did early got away from them. I mean, they didn't miss a lot of tackles early. They started missing tackles. They didn't miss a lot of throws early. They started missing throws, and like you alluded to, they started pressing. And once you start pressing, you lose some of the fundamentals, you lose some of the mechanics, and then it allows for more mistakes. So they have to come out and take it one possession at a time. Sometimes, when you're in this position, you tell the guys, let's come out and win this half. So, you're down, 31 points. But it's if you can come out and win this half and not let them score and maybe score 20 points, that's something to build on. But then I've been a coach on this staff, and we've came out and a team has put up more points in the first or second half. So, it can go one or two ways. They can come out and fight and feel like we still got something to work towards, or they can come out and feel sorry for themselves, and the Cougars aren't going to feel bad, and they'll continue to take it to them.
Right. So see what happens here, Arsenio. 37-6 our score. Stay with us for the second half coming up shortly.
While serving in Afghanistan, I was hit by sniper fire. The fighting was so intense, the medevac chopper was barely able to land. In the hospital, I was given a 5% chance to live. It's a good thing math wasn't my best subject. Today, I visit classrooms and share my story. I talk to kids about dealing with life's struggles. I tell them, with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
I know that some struggles are big and some are small, but they're all struggles, and you have to learn to get through them. With support from DAV, more veterans like me can live their best life. And as a new father, I have one more reason to keep on keeping on. My victory is being there for the next generation.
Adam Alexander, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Bruce over along with Arsenio Richardson as we get ready to start the third quarter. Tough second quarter for St. Louis Park. They're outscored 37-0 after having a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. So, as Arsenio mentioned at the end of the half, is just Orioles need to just get back on their game and start slow. Just work their game plan and see if they can make something good happen here to start the second half.
Absolutely, and one thing, when you're up this big, sometimes a team, takes their foot off the gas. So if you can come out and create some momentum and just do something positive, you never know how the other team's going to respond because they're kind of on cruise control because they're up, four or five scores. So you just got to be thinking like, okay, we can come out and get some energy going. And make Mankato have to keep playing rather than just letting them, run away with the game.
And again, if you're Coach Davis, you're probably saying, okay, we need to see how this third quarter goes before we decide if we're going to start bringing in some other additional players. But we want our starters to really come out, see how they start off the second half too. You want your starters to play well, even though they have a big lead. Don't get overconfident. Play the game you played in the second quarter, and hopefully then as a coach, you're hoping in the fourth quarter you can get some other players in the game too.
Absolutely, and I do know that the lower level games was canceled due to weather yesterday. So I know some of those guys are the Cougars are itching to get in, and they're probably hoping for it to be more of a blowout so they can get some reps in.
This is what the Orioles are hoping, that they'll rock them in the second half.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping as well. Like,
Number 7,
I want to see it be a more competitive second half, or competitive third quarter, because the first quarter was very competitive.
Kick fumbled at the 5-yard line. Reversing the field, you gotta get as much as you can get here, but now the Orioles start from the
number 1 Amos
5-yard line.
Up by the Cougars.
And
First down,
Foster is
Orioles.
down. Not the way the Orioles wanted to start. That's a cramp already.
You see the Cougar guy helping him out with the with the cramp, which is kind of weird to be able to come out of halftime in cramp, but you never know when it's going to show up. Yeah, Amos really has to field that ball better. You don't want to come out of half and have, start in this kind of field position. So, another self-inflicted wound by the Orioles.
And that's, as a coach, there's nothing you can do, right? It's just,
yeah, I mean,
you're just like, we're hoping that your team has an opportunity, but now you're, back at your own 6-yard line. That changes the way you can call plays too to start the second half. So
absolutely, it kind of puts your play calling on a different level.
That looks painful when you can't. Your leg looks so stiff like that from the. So you think, again, like you said, you normally drink a lot of water halftime and hydrate.
I was a player that cramped up a bunch, so I don't have any merit for telling guys that they need to be hydrated more. Elfman.
Oh, there he goes. Get to the outside. Breaks one tackle, and a great effort by Helfman as he gets out to the 20. He almost was able to spring that one.
Those are the plays that
Number
they need
2,
to
Helfman on the carry for the Orioles.
Get going.
And how big, too, is that to just get some more room to work with there? You're deep in your own territory.
And I would say they're going to have to find somebody else on this
That's an Orioles
offense
boost down!
that's able to make some plays for them, because Helfman's having to do a lot, and you've seen him cramp up earlier, so they're going to have to look for some other guys to step up and make some big plays.
And Arsenio, too, if you can get the run game going, it gives you a better opportunity to for Arnold to be able to do some play action.
Number 2, Helfman on the carry for the Orioles.
But even just like that first down play, getting
Short gain
4.
on the play brings up 2nd down.
So, getting 4 yards on first down is now you have the whole playbook open to be able to do some play action, do some short game. So,
Helfman gets the carry, gets about a yard, so it'll be 3rd down, 5.
And number 2, Helfman on the carry for the Orioles. Brought down by number 15, Bridger for the Cougars.
Just watching
Short gain on
Arno
the
there,
play
you
brings up
can see he
3rd
gets
down.
frustrated a little bit too. He was not happy about something that happened there. So.
he probably was thinking maybe that should have been a keep. I mean, that DN was really crashing down hard on Helfman.
Back to pass. Rolling to the near side. Has he got room to run? Now he throws it at a player, and again, that was a great play.
Number 6,
by
Arnold's
Arnold.
pass intended
He was
for number
able to
3,
extend the
Nowak,
play
falls
long enough
incomplete.
and find
4th
Nowak
down.
coming downfield, but again, throw just a little bit too far. So.
It's a good ball.
Yeah, I think
Just a little bit out of his reach.
Yep.
But one thing that I seen where that Arnold got a little better at is, as he was eluding the defense that time, he tucked the ball and was able to get away. Earlier in the first half, when he had his turnover, he had the ball out and it was stripped. So it looked like he's learning from some of his mistakes already early.
I've noticed, though, a lot of times he's been rolling to his left, and which is a lot tougher to make a throw. That is not a good punt.
23,
But he rolling to his left, which makes it a lot harder to throw that ball.
Right.
When
First
you're under
down,
pressure,
Cougars.
especially. And we haven't seen too many where he's rolled to the right to make the throw. So I'm not sure if they feel they have better blocking from that direction.
And I mean, I would have to look at the film, but I'm guessing that's part of the Cougars' strategy is when we flush him out, we're gonna flush him out left. And so, they're probably bringing more pressure from that right side, which is forcing him to have to go left. So that's something that the Orioles have to look to do, is try to get him out going to his strong arm.
We going for it here? Oh, first.
Is that
Oh, that was
Bossy?
the first down, Bossy.
Yeah, Bossy with another
That's right,
solid
that was
carry.
a punt. That's like, yep.
16, Bashi on the carry for the Cougars, brought down by number 2, Helfman. Short gain on the play brings up 2nd down.
Again, Helfman just slides his way in there to make the tackles.
No, yeah, he's a player that I think all year he's going to be getting his name called, whether it's on the offense or defensive side. And while you were at the Gopher game, I was at home watching the Colorado-North Dakota State game.
Oh, that was a good one. Yes.
They had a guy that was playing both ways as well, Travis Hunter.
Hunter, yes. What a great player. Wide open. Madsen.
Number 12, Gosh's pass is complete to number 2, Madsen. Shoved out of bounds by number 19, Broberg. First down, Cougars.
And the Orioles giving Madsen a lot of room.
Absolutely. And quarterback got a lot of time. He looks very poised, very poised.
give is to Bossy.
Bossy.
Number 16, Bashi on the carry for the Cougars. Brought down by number 2, Healthman
And
on the
who
play.
else on the tackle?
Short gain on the play brings up 2nd down.
I mean, at the rate that he's going, I mean, he's going to look like he's going to be one of the leading tacklers in the state this year, because I'm guessing he's at least 8 or 9 tackles tonight, and it's just the third quarter. So if he's having games where teams are running the ball heavy and he's getting 15, 20 tackles, he'll be one of the leading tacklers in the state. I don't know if that's a great thing or a good thing.
Just need to keep him healthy.
That's right. That's right.
Important piece of the puzzle for the Orioles. Madsen lines up left. Is that a delay?
Flag on the play. Delay a game on the Cougars. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So now you got them kind of behind the sticks. It's hard to say if you should bring pressure, because a lot of times when you bring pressure, that leaves you a little more vulnerable on the back end. So, but the quarterback has been really comfortable back there, and when they're comfortable, they make a lot of good throws.
Takes the Bossy, and almost intercepted that time by the Orioles. Number 21, McCarron.
Number 12, Gosh's pass is knocked down by number 21, McCarron. Brings up 3rd down and long.
One of the few throws that he's missed today.
And he had a guy in his lap. So the difference when you put pressure on guys, I would say, right now, he's probably got to be looking for Madsen. He's in the slot.
Look at, they're looking to blitz, it looks like. Try and send some pressure. Now they send him. He's got a lot of room. Roll to the left, and it's incomplete. So
incomplete.
No flags on the play. We have another player down.
Number 40, Tischler, ball's incomplete. 4th down.
Still a lot of time. Are they kicking a field goal from here?
It was Helfman that got up slow, but he's okay. Well, it's a long one.
But if you're up in a game like this, this is where you're able to take some chances at getting your guy better at kicking long field goals. So kudos to them for being able to get these opportunities.
And this one is going to be short.
Number 40, Tischler's
Orioles
field goal attempt is no
good.
good.
Something positive here in the third quarter.
Absolutely.
And now they have much better field position too to start from. So we'll see if make something happen here.
And I know right now you got Mason cramping up, so looks like they got Nate Nowak in playing running back. So look to probably get that run game going. So with them missing the field goal, why did they
move it to the 20? I think that's a missed spot. Oh. Ball just got there a little bit late, maybe a second earlier, and I think hopefully Foster would have had that one.
On the play by the Cougars.
Looked like the defender was able to close the gap. Just
brings up 2nd down and 10.
Get his hands on that ball.
Yeah, on those routes, you got to come back to the ball and give yourself an opportunity to not let that defender make a play on. That's a good play.
Player, right?
Good play by the defender. Offense player has to come back and fight for that ball.
Looks like they're going to apply some pressure on the ball.
Nate Nowak with the run, couple yards, tough run.
Number 3, Nowak on the carry for the Orioles, brought down by number 23, Kleist.
Yeah, a little bit of a hole there, and then closed pretty quick, and a nice play by Kleist.
3rd down.
Here's where the Orioles have not been able to come up with a big play on these 3rd and longs. So see if they can make something good happen. Even a defensive penalty would help. There's a good completion right at the first down marker, and it's going to be a first down.
Number 6, Arnold's pass is complete to number 1,
Good
Amos.
ball.
That's an Orioles first down.
So good job by Amos to know where he needed to be. And
Nice.
a good throw that time.
Nice clean pocket. It just makes so much of a difference when you have a clean pocket and you can get your eyes downfield.
There's a run.
It's no walk with it.
Number 3, Nowak on the
That's what
carry.
you like to see, right? A 9-yard first down play. So
That's a
Front down
nice
by
big
number
one.
23,
And like we
Price.
talked about, like if they can get a 1-2 punch going where they're not so Mason Helfman
Big gain on the play brings up
reliant,
second
and
and
they can
short.
get some good carries out of Nowak, this would be really big for the Orioles going forward.
right, it gives Helfman some time to sit on the bench a little bit. Now you got to get Amos some speed here to get to the outside. And he's going to be short of the first
Number
down.
6, Arnold's pass is
He
complete.
knew where he
to
needed
number
to
1,
go, and
Amos.
he's close.
Knocked out of bounds by number 4 for the Cougars.
That number 4 has some really good closing speed. I know Amos is one of the faster
That's
players.
enough for an
in the area, so-
Orioles first down.
Couple first downs for the Orioles. Nice.
Another nice run.
And number 3, Nowak on the carry for the Orioles. Knocked down by number 20.
So you'd like to have seen that
Bosco
happen in the first
for
half,
the
because
Cougars.
as you continue to pound away, sometimes it tires the defense a little bit when you
Absolutely.
Second down.
continue to do that. Plenty of room in the pocket.
Oh,
That ball's got to be caught.
that looked like 18 Theo Holmberg. Oh, that was a nice
Number
ball.
6, Arnold's pass intended for number 18, Holmberg.
He
Falls
had some,
incomplete.
he had some room to run.
Yeah,
Brings up
Arnold
third down.
floated it, and a perfect lead. And yeah, I think you'd like to have that one back. So
I think that was his first target. You know how that can be. We've seen a couple in the first half.
right. It's nice to see Arnold with some time to throw. He's going to do a quick pass. That's caught, and it's going to be short. Orioles will go
Number
for
6,
it here,
Arnold's
I'm
pass
sure,
is complete
on
to number
fourth down.
15, Oleski.
That's Ryan Oleski. It's one of my basketball players,
Yep.
so I got to shout
Right
him
down
out.
by number
Good
44,
grab, good
Hilgis.
run after catch. I'll be able to give
For
him
the
a pat
Cougars.
on the back.
Brings up fourth down.
But then back to that drop, it's just like if you get those plays and you're moving,
Right, moves the sticks. And
yeah.
need a conversion here on fourth down. Quarterback keeper, not going
Not
to happen.
quite.
Number 6, Arnold on the quarterback keeper.
It's not like I feel like he's not running downhill. It's a lot of
Brought
pity
down by
patting.
number 77, Schwartz
Like
on the
he should be
play.
coming straight downhill,
First down.
and it's a lot of stopping his feet. So he's
No,
gonna learn.
east-west running.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to learn that he's one of the bigger, stronger, faster kids. If he gets going downhill, his momentum will land him at about at least 3 or 4 yards. So, you know, a learning experience for him. I know he's probably not used to getting hit this much.
Right. Right.
Taking a shot
Taking
here.
it long. Incomplete. Good throw, though.
Good ball. It was nice coverage.
Number 12, Gosh's pass is intended for number 8, Gustafson.
Looked like that was
Falls
Will
incomplete.
Carpenter on the coverage.
Second down.
Looked like the receiver had a little bit of a push off there. I don't know if the ref saw it, but nonetheless, Carpenter was there. It's a nice ball.
So 2nd and 10. And they give to Bassi. Bassi breaks one tackle and stays on his feet inside the 40-yard line to the 39. So it's going to be a yard or so short.
Number 16, Bashi on the carry for the Cougars.
It's a
Brought
nice
down by
carry
number
on
14
a
up.
second down and
For the
long to be able
Orioles,
to get
brings up
8
third
or
and short.
9 back.
Tacos made that time by number 14, Roth, or yeah, Off, I think is how they pronounce it. First game of the year, I got to remember to turn my sheet around.
By the end of the year, you won't even need any sheets.
Exactly.
Bossy again. Running through tackles.
16, Bashi on the
Good
carry
run
for the
by
Cougars.
Bossy. Good strong run. Keeps those legs churning.
Absolutely.
Brought down by number 52, Salam on the play for the Orioles.
Yeah, that
First down, Cougars.
gotta be able to stop a guy when his momentum is going that fast.
4 minutes to go here in the third. Pass to the near side. That's Tischler. Look out for Tischler. He's got that speed, and he is in for another touchdown. That Tischler has had a good game.
Number 12, Bashi's pass is complete to number 40, Tischler for a Cougars touchdown.
That's
his third touchdown reception of the game.
And I think he's only a junior, so he's gonna probably jump out on some of these college coaches' scouting reports if he's scoring touchdowns.
And then he can kick for you too. You know, the other thing too is it's such a good 1-2 punch because you know you have to put a lot of attention to Madsen, and then and now you're going to have to give Tischler just as much attention because
number 40 Tischler's extra point is good.
And one thing I would say the Cougars are doing, like, and they're not only their quarterback, but their receivers and running backs, they're doing a nice job of run after catch. They're making the quarterback's job easy. This is maybe a 5-yard pass that he turns into a 30-yard touchdown. So on the stat sheet, it looks like, you know, he's throwing 30-yard passes when he's just delivering the ball and they're doing the work. So that's how you want it to work.
Right, and as a defense, you got to make those open field tackles, right?
I mean, it's the hardest thing, especially with the way the game is now today. Kids you don't tackle a lot in practice, like you do tackling drills, but not live. You don't have practice, you know, 2-a-days isn't 2 practice a day. So I think sometimes the lost art of like tackling is happening. It's definitely a safer thing, but I think a lot of times the open field tackling is at every level is probably the hardest thing to do.
Right. Well, that's why a lot of times in the NFL now they do the scrimmages where they bring in another team and they almost think that that's more valuable to them because they're seeing the tackling than it is during like preseason games where you're really trying to protect your players. So. That was east-west run.
Number 1, Amos on the return for the Orioles.
And we have another player down. Another cramp.
Brought down by number 28.
Looks like it's 2 guys down. Guy for East and a guy for the Orioles.
Well, the bus ride home to Mankato East for the team will feel a little bit better when you play a game like this. So.
Absolutely, and I've been on the wrong side of those victories, and I've been on the right side. And when you're on the right side, it's a very pleasurable ride home. You can talk about all the stuff that you want to work on to get better. When you take that loss and you got that long of a ride, you start second guessing, and sometimes you want to empty the shelf on, well, we could have do this, and this. So, yeah, that'll be a enjoyable ride for them back home. And on the flip side, the Orioles being at home and, you know, not perform like they want to. You know, they don't have a bus ride, so they'll be able to get right to the locker room, get their message across, and then hopefully, you know, this isn't something that's a lingering thing.
So how does the week transform now? So after tonight's game, what happens on Saturday for the team? Is there a film session or anything?
Yeah,
or?
so you typically normally do like weights and recovery, and then you have film. no practice on Sunday, and then Monday you kind of start implementing the game plan for the following week. Especially if you're playing Friday to Friday, or like if you got 5 or 6 days. You know, when it's that short week, sometimes you just jump right to the next team.
Right.
But it's a lot of recovery and review.
I know Parks added like a new weight room over the years and things. Has their program gotten a lot better from that standpoint? For
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the football players have they actually built a sports training facility right here on Highway 7, Game
Number
Face
2,
Tria,
Helfman on the
where
carry.
a lot of the professional
Brought
athletes.
down by
So
number 23,
since it's
Kleist.
Tria and his health partners, they have
For
a
the Cougars.
partnership with our
From
high
the
school,
second
like
row.
our trainer
so
Josh.
is Deventry helping
Yeah,
out?
yep,
Okay.
yep. So our football team has had the pleasure since April to be able to work out there, and
Actually, I had Deventry do a game with me, and he connected with Andy, who he knew for many
Number
years.
6,
And
Yeah,
Arnold
yeah.
I
Pass
think
is
they
knocked
built the
down by
relationship, and
33
you know Deventry's been great at
on the
training.
Cougars.
no, absolutely, and it
Brings up third down.
it was like a really cool experience because you know it's sports specific over there. So just getting to rub shoulders with some of the pros, I think some of the high school kids were really excited to do that, and it's right in our backyard.
A lot of time for Arnold. He completed at the 20-yard line. You'll be short of a first down. So with the score the way it is, do you
Number
go
6,
for it
Arnold's
here, or
pass
do
is
you?
complete to number 1,
I guess
Amos,
it's
brought down by number 23.
I think they'll punt
Kleist.
and
I mean,
probably work on the punting game maybe too a little bit.
Brings up fourth down.
The punts that they've only been going about 10 yards. So when I at a lower level, I would just say we would just go for it. But like I said, they do have things to work on. So the logical and right thing to do is to get your punt team out there and get those reps, because it's hard to get live game reps.
That was a better punt. Didn't turn over the right way, but it
No, it looked like it should have had a little
forward.
This
forward
looked like
momentum.
a Liam Novak. Looked like they had brought another punter
Number
in.
22, Novak's punt is downed. First down, Cougars.
So 2:25 to go in the third. 44-6 our score. You just tuned in. St. Louis Park had a 6-0 lead, and it's been all Cougars since.
Short-lived.
Arsenio's been trying to get the Orioles to get back on the board, but it's not working.
Yes. It's definitely tough. It's definitely, but I would say that the Cougars have done a really good job of doing some things, but also it's been a lot of self-inflicted things from the Orioles. It looks like they brought in one of their backup quarterbacks, number 4, Blake Kempoff, from Mankato East. So they seem to think that they got this game in the bag, and they put their senior quarterback on ice.
Searle on the carry. Brought down by 52, Salam.
Here's where you learn, being an announcer or whatever, that this is where it becomes tough, because now I got to pull out all the other sheets of paper and hope the players' names are on the roster.
Well, hopefully this quarterback that they have, hopefully this is Blake Kempoff that they have, and not somebody else. And if his family's out there listening, I hope that is the young man.
Right.
Looks like that was Dominic Bart that limped off. Hopefully he's all right. Saw Nate Nowak, the other running back, limp off earlier. So hopefully these guys are hydrating and getting back out there.
Lucero is a running back, and this is a pass. Incomplete.
Number 4, Kampoff's pass falls incomplete. Brings up third down.
Ian Kampoff is 5'9", 180-pound sophomore.
And it looks like they got
And Lucero's got pretty good size to him as in the backfield.
absolutely. Looks like they got some of their other receivers in. Looks like this Riley DeGraw. I can't see the numbers of the guys on the wide side.
Good pressure by the Orioles, and still working to bring him down, and now they blow the whistle. So
Number 4, Camp Off on the quarterback keeper is brought down by number 4, Pasica for the Orioles.
Jessica with the tackle there.
The loss in the play brings up 4th down.
See if they go for it or that they punt it. It's kind of a weird middle.
Where it's spotted, right?
Yeah, it's like you can go. Their defense is actually, I mean, been playing well, and it's running time. So.
And also giving your quarterback a shot, right? Your backup quarterback. Here.
Oh yeah. Looks like they got a sophomore safety in, or junior safety in, Shepard Cox, and for Dominic Barr.
Orioles look like they're loading up to put a little pressure on the quarterback. He's going to run it. Oh, he breaks a couple tackles, gets hit hard, but he's going to have a first down. So Camp Off with a nice run. Whoops.
I got you.
Number 4, Camp Off on the quarterback keeper.
And I would say, that's super frustrating as a coach when, they got some of their twos in.
Knocked out of bounds by number 12.
They're able to run for a 4th down for 7 yards. Like, those are the ones where you get on film and you're kind of frustrated because it's one thing for the ones to come in and do it, and then the twos to come in and do the same thing is like sometimes a lack of effort. So
right, you want to get your offense back on the field to give them some more reps too, and now they extend the drive with another 4 downs. So.
Because I thought they would throw the ball with it being 4th and 7, so for them to load up and just run it.
Brought down by number 50, Brayboy for the Orioles. And no gain on the play, brings up 2nd down.
See if there's time for one more play here in the quarter or if it's just going to run out. I think they don't have to run another play, so they're going to let the quarter run out.
Oh, yeah.
44-6 our score. Bruce Homer along with Arsenio Richardson. We will be back with the 4th quarter in just a minute.
Drownings are the #1 cause of accidental death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Designate an adult water watcher to watch kids in and around water. Save the phone calls and texts for when the kids are out of the water. Properly fence all pools with fences at least 4 feet high and with self-closing, self-latching gates. When above-ground pools aren't in use, remove the ladders. When pools aren't in use, cover them. Teach kids to stay away from drains. And if a child is missing, check the pool or spa first. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more. Because you never know which pool safety step will save a life. Until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Bruce Homer along with Arsenio Richardson. We're back for the 4th quarter. Cougars with the football. There's a pass to the right side. And we get a penalty flag. So I think this one's going to get called back. But it was a nice completion to Jacob Langsworthy. And another player down.
Looks like we got another cramp happening.
They try and move the game faster with like running time, but when you get these injuries,
oh yeah. I think though once they get them up, they start running the clock as well. But I know with Coach Foster, he's one of the best coaches I've ever been around. So I know, he learns from a loss or the lesson. So, he'll have them ready to play next week, and then I know he'll have the guys all hydrating a little bit more, and then they'll start school too. So I think that'll also help some of the lactic acid that builds up. Is they'll start school next week, so they'll be walking around the building. Because I think, with not being in school, I think sometimes, kids, even though they do walkthroughs and stuff, I think, they wake up and sit around, and so
Right.
that looks like Helfman
Helfman,
again.
yep.
So either we're calling his name because he's tackling and running the ball, or because he's cramping up.
Right. Quite the game for Helfman. Yeah, that's right. Second down, 17 yards to go. Campoff gives the ball to 21 Lucero.
And this Lucero's only a sophomore, so for him to be able to come in and get some reps, I know is probably big for their program. Anytime you can get some 10th graders reps in the varsity game, it normally bodes well for your program, especially when you're ahead.
It is great too, because you look at what happened in the Gopher game where the quarterback for North Carolina got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
And Johnson was out for the game, but they were able to still sustain with their backup against the Gophers. Again, this defense has been on the field a lot, and it looks like they're just not, the tackling is not like it was at the beginning
Number 4,
of the game.
Campoff, the quarterback keeper. Brought down by the Orioles, brings up 4th down.
For 4th down, Orioles could use a stop. We're down to 10 minutes in the 4th.
Absolutely, they have to get a stop here. You think about being on the field, and I know they preach a lot, like getting off the field, so they can do themselves some justice by getting a stop here. Looks like on the sideline.
Is that Graham Riggs?
Yeah, that's Graham Riggs. The team kind of calls him the baby Drew Brees. They said he's pretty accurate, even though he's small in stature.
Got to get the tackle here, and they're going to make the tackle. So Orioles will get the ball back now. Ball was completed, number 13, Langsworthy.
Number 4, Campoff's pass is complete. Brought down by number 4, Kasica.
Do we have a flag on that?
Looks a flag over here. I don't know what the...
It looks like it's going to go against the Orioles.
Holding?
Defensive holding.
Holding on the Orioles.
Well,
first
that's
down,
going to
Cougars.
sustain the drive then. First down for...
I feel like that was a short pass. It would be interesting to see where the hold was. But we talked about getting off the field, and that is one way to not get off the field is defensive holding.
You got a very frustrating game. You can see Coach Foster over on the sideline. Looks like he's frustrated. I was hoping his offense had an opportunity there.
Oh, yeah. Want to get those reps, and you want to get that film in.
Getting a lot of film in on defense right now. Too much. So again, the keeper,
21
Lucero, getting the ball.
On the carry, the Cougars.
And you can kind of tell when a defense is gassed because they start playing too straight up and they're on their heels.
Brings up
Early
down.
in the game when they, weren't gassed and had more energy, they were playing downhill, way lower. And so as you get tired, you're just standing straight up, and then they got the momentum.
Yeah, you see that grabbing around the shoulders.
Yep.
Keeper for the quarterback. Cam Offer, and he's going to get in the end zone. Campoff with the touchdown.
Number 4, Campoff.
So Blake Campoff with his first touchdown of the season.
Yeah, nice run, for the backup quarterback. And, I would say, like, Mankato East has stuff to work on. So, sometimes, people are upset when, teams are scoring at the end. But it's like these all the kids that are out there practice, every day. And so it's like their opportunity to get out there and get some film as well. So it's like kudos to those guys.
Extra
the
point is
backup
good.
kicker too kicking.
Yeah, you got a lot of guys just reaching.
Well, again, penalty, not that it's going to make any difference in the score, but defensive hold gave them that other opportunity, gave them a first down. Otherwise, Park would have had the football. So
Absolutely. I mean, it's a turn of events. You go from getting a stop to giving up, and like you said, 44-6, 51-6. It's a blowout, but it will give your team maybe some confidence going into next week.
But the offense hasn't really had many opportunities here in the second half. That was a pretty long, sustained drive. And again, with running time, your offense maybe you get one chance here in the fourth quarter. So.
Yes, I mean, and I think safety-wise, I was actually happy when they implemented the running time, because if somebody's up by so much, it's fair to both programs that you get it over as quick as possible.
Good run back for Amos.
Number 1, Amos on the return. First down, Orioles.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Looks like they're still rolling with the sophomore Everett. Maybe they want to continue to get him some reps. I know I did see Graham warming up, but maybe they just thought since this is his first game, he just finishes it out.
Maybe against the second string, too, give him a little confidence if he gets some time to throw and see if they can make something happen here. So there he goes. He's got him. Oh.
It's number 5, Jeremy Eichten, one of the captains, intended receiver.
Again, it looked like Eichten was open for
Number
a second
5,
there,
Arnold's
but I think
pass,
this
for
defender closed quickly,
6,
and I think
pass,
was able to deflect that ball away. So
ball's incomplete.
Yeah, he probably wants to put that ball a little bit more away from the defender so he can run underneath it, but definitely a good route by Jeremy.
back to pass. He's got time now. He's got pressure. Rolls to the right side. Throws it away, basically. Amos is frustrated.
Yeah, he looks like
Number 6, Arnold's pass.
Thought he was open, and
third down.
When you're not the quarterback, you always feel like you're open.
All right.
But see, you can tell this is the second unit. They're allowing him to get outside to his right. Just not able to complete the.
We see the Cougars too starting to put a little pass rush on them too. So now they're going to let him. He's got him open. Oh. Again, that was a
Number 6
play that had a chance for Eichten, but just
ball's incomplete.
thrown a little bit in front of him.
Brings up 4th down.
Laura's going to punt. Working on their punt with this new punt, maybe a second punter.
Coach Foster is a better man than myself.
I would be 2:22.
I would be going for it because I'm like, hey, we need it. but this is the right thing to do. That's why he has the job and I don't.
Well, I think they struggled in the punting game, and this is a much better punt. So.
Oh yeah. And maybe and like you said,
Novak, maybe just to get see
try some guys out.
Right. Well, Novak looks like he's winning
Novak's
the punting job.
Yeah.
Down by the Orioles. First down, Cougars.
Be interesting to see if they come out and take a knee, or if they come on to run the play. I feel like they're going to take a knee, then they could.
Reminder, fans, at the conclusion of the game, the lights remain on for 15 minutes after the game. Please exit the stadium.
Don't stay talking here too
15
long.
minutes after the game,
lights
the
are
lights
going
will be
off in
turned
15
off.
minutes.
Thank you.
I have a great relationship with the athletic director, and I know he doesn't like a lot of loitering after the game. So
right,
especially when we lose. Especially when we lose.
Right.
21 Lucero on the carry.
Well, they're not taking the knee, but they'll probably be able to run just about one more play, maybe.
Right.
Brought down by number 90, Lee, for the Orioles.
Well, Bruce, I just want to say thank you for extending the invite. This has been a pleasure of mine, and learned a lot. So I'm super excited that I got the opportunity to do this my first time. So
yeah, I hope you can do it again. You did a great job. You're a natural, Arsenio. Just like you are playing football. So.
Man, I love the game, and so just to be able to do this, I know this is, you guys put a lot of production in this. So just shout out to you guys in ParkTV for being able to broadcast this. I know some people are able to watch this all over the country that weren't able to. So just appreciate all that you guys are doing.
Well, I told Coach Foster, this is my 47th year. I'm not quitting until they win a championship.
It's coming soon. I've seen the work they're putting in. It's coming soon. It's coming soon.
Thanks, you guys. You're doing good.
So they are, and again, kudos to the coaching staff. A tough one, but not a lack of effort. I think it's just when things just spiral, it just went that direction, and the ball bounces that way some games, and I know Coach Foster will turn things around, as you said, and at least work to get this team more competitive in the future. So.
Oh, absolutely, and it keeps the kids humble. Like I know I've been a part of the staff where we've won early games and the guys are high and mighty, and then I've been a part of staffs where we lost some of the games early, and the guys have really learned from it and turned it around. So. Yes, it can work both ways. Like there's something to learn from. Of course, it's a lopsided win, but you just want to be able to learn from all the stuff that, even some of the positives, like building on some of the stuff that went well. And I know that's sometimes hard to find when you lose by such a lopsided margin.
I mean, we did see a lot of glimpses of and I think the player tonight that really outperformed everyone for St. Louis Park was Helfman. Played a really great game, football game tonight. So.
Absolutely. I deemed him in like 7th grade. I told him he's the baby GOAT. So I told him like he's going to break all these records here. So I think once the guys kind of get comfortable, they got a lot of guys working back in. I think AJ Foster will be able to be a big part of the offense. I think Logan will be able to be. I think Jeremy. Of course, you've seen some flashes of Nate Nowak, which was really exciting to see. So I think they got some other pieces. I think Deshaun Amos will be a lot better. So they got some pieces that I feel like will be important for them. So I think they'll be okay, but the competition only gets better.
Right. So, well, Arsenio, again, thank you so much for you got the email a couple days ago, and you're able to leave at another appointment and come help me out. So
if I can help you out, I'm always going to do it.
I want you out here some more. We'll talk. We'll get you back on the mic again because you do a great job. So thanks again. Final score tonight: Mankato East 51, St. Louis Park 6. We'll be back next week against Minneapolis Washburn. Hopefully, be a much better game for our viewers and for the announcers as well. So
thanks
again, Arsenio.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Have a good night, everyone.
You too.